Welcome back to the Advent video series, and today we're looking at Luke 2. And from verse 15 in Luke 2 it says, "When the angels had left them and had gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, 'Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has told us about.' So they hurried off and found Mary and Joseph and the baby who was lying in the manger." So Liam, what do you notice in this verse? What sticks out to you?
Yeah, I was just wondering and pondering this idea of like they hurried off. Okay, so obviously these guys were shepherds, they had sheep, they had responsibilities, but the words of the Lord through the angels came and said, "Look, this kid's coming." And then they just sort of hurried off. And so I love their immediate obedience.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out, like, why would they be so immediately obedient if they were just shepherds? So shepherds were like, that's the job that was the lowest of the low. You just went out into the field, like the hills, and no one ever really saw you. So it was kind of like a low job, but they still had this obedience to God. And I just want to play with this idea. I wonder if because they would not have expected angels to appear to them.
Yeah.
The angels should have appeared surely to the kings or the priests or the really important people, but they appeared to the shepherds. And I wonder whether that produced in them like a gratitude.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like when you know when you don't expect, like when someone you don't expect gives you a gift, that's like, wow, thank you so much. But you don't do that when your mum and dad give you a gift. You're like, well, of course, you give me a gift. You know, you expect it.
Yeah.
And so I wonder sometimes whether lower expectation, or even higher expectation, can produce lower gratitude. And so because these guys had such low expectation for God to move in their life, actually when they received it, they had such great attitude, and then that high gratitude produced a quick obedience.
Yeah. And I love how God clearly chose the shepherds particularly, because it's almost like he knew they were going to immediately obey and follow and find out what's going on. And I love it. I love the phrase where it says they went, where is it? Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened. And like they don't really know.
They have no idea.
But
they've not studied the scriptures. They don't really know.
And that's exciting to know, that kind of hurrying off to obey. I think there's something in us to learn from that, isn't there?
Absolutely.
That's really helpful.
And so I just wonder, for us, taking something away is, let's build a real gratitude attitude that's so thankful for everything we receive in God. Like we go to Sundays, and I think sometimes we get so used to it, so used to church, so used to Christmas, that actually we don't have this gratitude of saying, this is phenomenal that God would put himself in a baby so that we could know him. And I think that gratitude will then produce an obedience in us, for when God calls us, we'll step into it.